If you're a business owner and you're not using Claude Code, you're falling behind. Claude Code isn't just for engineers, but it is for everyone, especially for people who want to automate their business. Claude Code is a powerful partner for business owners to automate those repetitive tasks, and it is substantially different from other existing AI tools such as ChatGPT, Notion, Fireflies, and etc. It is a fundamental operation system that you can install inside your business so your business runs AI natively. In this video, I'll show you exactly why Claude Code is the best tool to operate your business with AI-centered system. And I will actually show you what Claude Code looks like and how I use it to operate my YouTube content. And I will also show you how reusable workflows skills can be created inside Claude Code for automating those repetitive tasks that you have and you do every single day. So what is the problem with ChatGPT? First of all, ChatGPT, if you go to, for example, Gemini or any AI app, you have this one big screen where you can just like type in the prompt. But when you ask a question about your business or you just talk to it and you open the next chat, for example, I have all of these chats, but when I go to the new chat, which is here, it doesn't have any of the context, any memory whatsoever about what I talked about in the past conversations. So that is the first problem. Your AI, your ChatGPT doesn't know any of the context about your business, such as who's the audience, what's the specific rule, and what's the past decisions. It doesn't know anything about those. And that makes you need to re-explain everything from scratch every single conversation. The second problem is that it doesn't have access to all the files that you have in your computer. Whenever you make any documents such as invoice, proposal documents, and etc., you have all of those documents inside your computer. But ChatGPT doesn't have access to those, which means that you need to manually upload the file from here. You need to upload the file every time you start a conversation, and there's no way for AI to access it unless you upload the file. And this takes you time to search for the files and combining these concepts to explain to your AI what you're actually doing. And the third problem is that the output is inconsistent. And this is because every time you start a new conversation, it doesn't have context. So you need to prompt it. You need to prompt how to create invoice, how to make documents every time. And unless you make a really detailed prompt that you use every single time, the output that AI generates is inconsistent. So this is why ChatGPT isn't the optimal solution for running your business. And here comes Claude Code. So let me show how Claude Code looks like. So this is the UI for Claude Code. And let me just move myself here. Okay. As you can see, this is a code editor that has all of the files here. It's just like Windows, where you have all the files. And I am right now inside my project, which is called SNS, and it is just managing my YouTube and LinkedIn and etc. So what it has all the context about what I do and all the concept about my YouTube videos inside this strategy folder, for example. So it has the file about positioning, and it has my YouTube content ideas inside this YouTube folder. And you can see in this planning folder. So it has all of the context about what I do. And here you have the file viewer where you can actually see the file. So the left hand side is really just a file management tool. And what's crucial is that if you use Claude Code, you can open Claude Code, which is an AI agent. Let me just move myself. Okay. So this is an AI agent that has access to all of these files from my computer. So whenever I ask, please explain my YouTube concept and my idea. So it can read all of the files, as you can see, in this project to answer my question. And so unlike ChatGPT, it has all the context about my business and what I do, and it goes through all of these before answering. So the output is actually tailored to what you do. So here it answers with a hyper-personalized output about my YouTube concept. So this is the power of Claude Code, and this is just the very tiny portion of its capability. So I'm gonna explain how Claude Code actually works. So first of all, Claude Code has a centralized file called claude.md. It is a project instruction file that Claude Code reads every single time when a session starts. So the right-hand side is just a normal AI, just like ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. But every time you open a new chat and I type in something and hit enter, it first reads through my claude.md file. Let me just stop this for the sake of. It goes through this claude.md file that I have open right here. So this is the central brain of my project, of my Claude Code that Claude reads every time. And that's why it has a persistent memory about your project. So now I'm going to explain how you can actually set this up. So you cannot just have all of the information about your business in one document, because you probably have too many documents for AI to consume at once. So what you do instead is you write basically a reference map to other files inside this project in claude.md. So what I have is I have a YouTube folder for my YouTube content planning and production, and I have a market research where I do competitor analysis, and then I have another folder for strategic planning, and that explains about the overall concept that I am trying to explain. So these are the folders that you are going to create for your own business. And inside claude.md, you will explain what these folders contains. So for example, in my project, the YouTube folder contains the YouTube content planning and production. So you're going to be explaining these inside claude.md. And it has also the reference map to the specific files that are important and crucial that you want Claude to read in a specific situations. So for example, I am telling Claude Code to read a positioning definition file whenever I'm talking about the positioning of my channel. And then you will direct Claude to read other files inside the project. And you do this because AI doesn't have infinite memory, so it can't load all of the files in your document in a single session. So every session you talk about different stuff, and that's why Claude needs to load different memory, different parts of your business context. And that's why you have all of these structures, and you have the centralized file, the claude.md, to orchestrate all of these files so that AI can refer and get the right context for your specific conversation. So let me just quickly show you how I use that to create content. So I am gonna open my Claude Code session. By the way, if you want to know how to actually install Claude Code, just let me know, and I am going to create another video for this. for this video, I'm just assuming that you guys have installed Claude Code and has the correct environment to run the project already. But if you want to know more about it, just please leave a comment below and I will create another video to explain how to install Claude Code and how to actually set everything up for non-developers. So what I can do is I can open Claude Code and type in, I want to create a YouTube shorts that go viral. And I want to explain how ChatGPT is different from Claude Code and how business owners should use it. The Claude Code is first going through this Claude.md to figure out which files it should read to answer my specific question. And as you can see, it is reading all of these files to answer my question. So it has created a file, you see, okay, to script my YouTube shorts that would go viral with the title called ChatGPT versus Claude Code for Business Owners. And as you can see, this is, it created another file. Actually, I'm just gonna let it pause for now. And as you can see, this is all very personalized to my content concept. So this is how you set up the Claude Code. So again, you can have all of the file structures in whatever the way you like. And inside Claude.md, you will explain the project inside Claude Code, inside your folder, and create a reference map for Claude to follow for different types of conversations and different types of tasks that you have in your business. So the way you make Claude.md file is very simple. Whenever you have installed Claude Code, your project will be initiated with .claude folder, as you can see right here. You're just going to create a new file inside this .claude folder with the title called Claude.md, and you just create the file. But I already have this file, so I'm not going to create one for now. So that's how you make it. So now, the last thing that I want to share with you is skills. So skills is a reusable workflows that Claude Code will automatically activate whenever it is in that specific situation to use that skill. So this sounds a bit complicated, but this is a very simple one and you can install it in your Claude Code very easily. So an example of the Claude skills that I use is a automated YouTube shorts flow. So this seems very complicated, but this is actually easy. So let me show you an example of Claude skill that I am using to create the content. So let me just close these. So Claude skill is defined again inside the .claude folder right here and inside skills folder. So inside skills folder, you have different folders and each folder represents a skill. So what I have is I have a draw.io skill and skill creator skill, which is actually a skill to create another skill. And video infographic skill, which is to generate the infographics that I use for my own content. So let me show you the most straightforward one, which is draw.io skill. So every skill starts with skill.md file. And this essentially has a description to tell Claude when to use this skill. It has a description right here that Claude will automatically scan whenever Claude decides to use this skill. So this draw.io skill is a skill to generate a professional draw.io diagram such as flowchart, swim lanes, Gantt charts, and etc. And I've made another video to show exactly how to make diagrams inside Claude Code. So if you guys are interested, please go to that video as well. So what it does, what it has this skill.md, which is, you can think of it as a small Claude.md file that describes the very little project, very little task that you want Claude to do in an exact certain format. And it has references folder inside this skill folder. And inside it, it has a templates.md. So this is a file of a template of the flowchart that Claude can actually follow to create diagrams for me. And let me show you what diagrams it has created with this. So this is an example of diagrams that it has created with the skill, using the skill. And good thing about skill is that you don't need to manually activate this skill. So you go to Claude, you go to open another session for Claude Code, and you just tell it, please create a draw diagram explaining my concept. And as you can see, Claude has automatically activated the skill without me telling it to use the skill. What's good about Claude Code is that it is smart enough to automatically activate these skills without humans manually telling it to explain. So that's how you can utilize skills inside your business. So whenever you use Claude Code and you think that you are using the same prompt to do the same tasks over and over again, you might want to consider creating skill for that specific task. And you don't need to manually copy and paste the same prompt over and over again. And this is a very strong tool inside Claude Code to automate your repetitive tasks that you have in your business. So in summary, you can integrate AI into your work system and create your AI native business operation system by first creating the Claude.md and then organizing folders for your business so that you have a stacked app context about your business, and then finally build skills to automate those repetitive tasks that you have. And if you like this video, please subscribe and hit that like button. And if you want to get an actual consultation to install Claude Code immediately, right away, and seamlessly into your business, please go to my landing page where you can book a consultation call with me. So obviously, this isn't all of the features inside Claude Code, and this is the very, very basic first features that you need to know about Claude Code. There's infinitely more things that I need to introduce to you guys about Claude Code and its capabilities. So please subscribe and wait for more videos like this. And if you like this video, please like this video and comment in this video to let me know what you want to know about Claude Code and how you want to automate your business.